Cheyenne, Wyoming was where our next inductee began his journey into the game of golf as a 9-year-old boy, but it was here in the Southwest section that he really blossomed and his impact on the game really began to take root. He went to work for a small locally based golf apparel company that we all know so well today as Antigua, working his way up through the ranks of the company, all the way to CEO and the president of the company, and under his leadership, that apparel company grew to be a huge name in the game and also a major player in all 4 of the major sport leagues. His commitment and passion has always remained with golf, where throughout his career, he's always given back in so many ways on the junior level and so many others. Golf here is thriving in Arizona and throughout the Southwest. And let's hear a little bit more about a man who helped make it so, Ron McPherson, and what he's meant to our game here in the Southwest section.
Ron McPherson's road to the PGA Tour was circuitous. He didn't get there as a player, though player enough he was as a junior to attract a scholarship from the University of Wyoming, as well as win a pair of Wyoming amateur titles. He got there as a sales expert. Tom Dooley, the founder of Eagle Golf, today's Antigua, hired Ron as his national sales manager. Soon, pros began sporting Antigua clothing.
I have never hit a golf shot. I've never missed a putt or made a putt or anything like that without an Antigua shirt on the PGA Tour. And I've played out there for 27 years. I'm still playing out there on the Champions Tour right now, and he's still giving it to me.
And cash registers began to ring. McPherson, whose best finish in the Southwest PGA Championship was 4th while at Apache Wells Country Club, found himself as the head of a first-place sales operation that grew quickly from 1 embroidery machine to 3 buildings in Scottsdale.
Ron and Antigua have been a part of the fabric of the Arizona golf industry for many years. Ron has grown that company beautifully, keeps it very competitive in the marketplace, not only locally on a national, international level. Ron is a hardworking, ethical, very well-mannered man that relies on the relationships in the golf industry to grow his business.
Antigua, now based in Peoria, expanded into lifestyle apparel and then added team sports, making deals with the Big 4 American sports leagues, as well as the PGA and LPGA Tours, and the PGA of America. By 1999, golf shop sales were 30% of Antigua's operation, and special event sales, such as that year's Ryder Cup, where apparel sales outpaced Super Bowl apparel sales, were boosting the company's fortunes. But smaller individual accounts, repeating business, remains the lifeblood of the company, and promotion keeps the blood circulating. Antigua has for more than 30 years sponsored the Southwest PGA's Antigua Junior Prep Tour, and more recently, a National High School Invitation Tournament. Fittingly, Ron has been a member of the Junior Golf Association of Arizona Board since 2006. He's also served on the Banner Health Foundation Board of Directors and led Antigua toward charity efforts that include support of the Salvation Army and homeless veterans.
His giving to the valley and the community and to the section has always been there, and I think that's the most wonderful thing there is.
Ron received the Spirit of Philanthropy Award from the Association of Fundraising Professionals, and in 2006, the Ernie Sibarak Award from the PGA of America for lifetime contributions to the game. He's been in the Arizona Golf Hall of Fame since 2011. He calls his years at Antigua, from sales manager to president and CEO, a wonderful journey. Ron said that success is fleeting. Perhaps, but the work ethic that found him picking the range and washing clubs at Airport Golf Club in Cheyenne at age 14 remains a half-century later.
I cannot imagine what golf would be like without the support of Ron McPherson and Antigua here in Arizona.
Ron's one of the good guys. Ron, congratulations from everybody, well deserved, and we're all very happy for you.
Well, there's always a moment in a great player's career, an accomplished player's career, where he transitioned. And some know it, some have to be reminded. Did you know immediately when that was that you should transition into the business side of things and become successful there?
Yeah, it was, I was playing in a tournament in Farmington, New Mexico, a professional event, and played really well. Shot 65 and got beat by 2 guys in my group. And decided that while I could play pretty well, I wasn't good enough. And so I needed to find another way to make a living.
Well, and you ended up going on making a living where no one's going to beat you in the group that you were in after that in the business world. You started working at a golf course at 14 years old.
Right.
The work ethic that was developed at that age, how well did that serve you, and how did it serve you in future jobs?
I think it served me quite well. I had a great lesson. I worked for a man named Lou Lepore, who's still alive. I hear from him 2-3 times a year. We still do business with him at the Airport Golf Club in Cheyenne, Wyoming. But I was supposed to open. And we all know in the golf business, you're supposed to be there when you're supposed to open. I was a little tardy, and I got fired. Only time I've ever been fired. But Lou, he hired me back in August. The biggest problem was I lost my golf privileges for those 3 months, but it was a great lesson, and it served me well.
It certainly served you as you got into the business world, and Antigua with its unbelievable success under your guidance. What made the brand different than its competitors, and what does so today?
The only initial differentiation we could have was customer care, customer service. People had shirts, they had embroidery machines, and all those things, but we had to do it faster than everybody else. And we had some situations where we were asked to do things that seemed impossible, and our people got it done. And so the customer care aspect was the reason we were in business, and it's still the reason we're in business.
From a business perspective, a golf business perspective for sure, being in touch with juniors and supporting juniors and getting customers as juniors is good business. But with you, it seems like it's more than just a business move, not just from Antigua, but also for this community as well. Why is junior golf such a passion for you?
Well, I had such great experience playing golf growing up in junior golf, high school golf. And the game teaches us all such great lessons, and it's so good for a kid to play golf and to get into the game. So, it's certainly one of the motives to try to get kids to play this great game, because it teaches life's lessons.
It's one thing to play, it's another to have a competition. Talk to us about the Antigua Invitational. How did that begin, and what was the motivation behind it?
Well, Antigua's always tried to support the section, and we've been involved in an event of some sort or another for quite a long time. I think going all the way back to the 80s. But you're always trying to figure out a way to have a more impactful event. So I had a meeting with Joe Shue and Dick Hyland and some other guys, and they gave us some great ideas on how could we make it a better event. So about 4 years ago now, I think next one's going to be the 5th, we started the Invitational. Mm-hmm. And we turned it into a combination event where you had golf professionals and amateurs. And the thing has really evolved into the reunion of golf. We have a reunion in golf in September called the Antigua Invitational, and we're real proud of it. It's doing very well.
How about that Invitational support of veterans?
Well, and that evolved because, having the event right at that date, in fact, it actually landed on 9/11, I think 2 or 3 years ago. It just seemed natural for us to do something to help the veterans and to acknowledge those lost on 9/11. And a good friend, John Gumby, who's a PGA professional, has been helping homeless veterans for quite some time up in Prescott. So we started helping John, and it just has gotten bigger. In fact, I was up there just before Thanksgiving, and John and I passed out sweatshirts to some of the homeless veterans at the VA hospital in Prescott, and it was quite moving. So we really enjoy doing it.
From the game to the section to other sports leagues as well, but also the juniors and veterans, it seems like you give in your business to the neediest of our communities as well. Do you have a sense at this point what you've given to the game and how you've helped grow the game, especially in this area?
It's hard to have a sense. This is so humbling tonight to be amongst these people. I mean, all these fellows that have been recognized, and John to be recognized soon. I've known them all. I didn't know Mr. Lambie, but I hit golf balls in Coronado. So they're all my friends, and it's just very humbling to be part of this. But I would like to make one comment if I could.
Sure.
As Dick did, my family has been exceptionally supportive of me, and particularly my wife, and I'd like to wish my wife a happy birthday. Today's her birthday.
Happy birthday. Now you're making us all look bad. I mean, you get up here on our birthday.
Oh, Dick, I was just following Dick.
Well, we appreciate everything you've done for the section. Is there anything else you'd like to say before?
No, I'm just very humbled and proud. Thank you.
And we're happy you've been a part of the association and
Thank
the
you.
game.